So another week, last week with a win, Gav. Was it a case of happy to get that or disappointed to leave the bonus point out there?
I'm reasonably happy with the first half. Our penalty count was reasonably high in that first half. We recovered it back a bit in the second half, but I think if we'd maybe reduced the penalty count there, we'd have had a couple of more visits, and I think that would have given us that bonus point potentially first half. But obviously Scottish played their part in that, and the weather conditions did too. So no, look, happy with the win in the end. On reflection, initially it was very disappointing not to pick that bonus point up, but again, got to give Scottish credit for that as well.
And of course we focus on ourselves, but it's hard not to look around the rest of the league and some of the results that are coming in and what that might mean for us. They're key weeks ahead, and there's only 6 games left now.
Yeah, 4 teams in the mix, and I think that's the first time in a while. It's normally a 2-horse race or a clear sort of winner at this stage. So yeah, good for the supporters, good for the league. I think obviously Bedford performing well last week, getting that result has brought us all back in that fight, a very close fight as well.
With that in mind, has that had an effect on the squad at all? Is there more of a sense of an added focus or intensity, or is it still week by week?
I'll be honest, since that Christmas period, obviously we've got a couple of games in hand, but you need to win every week to stay connected to the top of that league. So the task is pretty simple. As time goes on, obviously pressure builds, and that will affect different teams in different ways. But I feel we're in a pretty good place. There's a lot of improvement in our performance. The Richmond performance we're disappointed with. The weather played its part this week, so we're building, we're working hard, and I just think we just got to stick with it.
The minimal changes this week. We've got Nico obviously coming in for a first start, Marlon starting as well, and Tom Castle and Caleb Montgomery coming onto the bench. It's a slightly more settled look and feel to the side this week, is there? And there's more key bodies to return, of course.
Yeah, and I think this period, every team will have injuries. Obviously midfield, we've been hit pretty hard there with a few bodies going down. Nick's been fighting really hard to get himself back fit, which he has done. He was really close to it at Christmas, then had a minor muscle tear, but look, his leadership, his presence will give us much added support in that leadership area. His collision, as always, is tremendous. And then we've got the likes of Shay to come on, who's a physical specimen as well. So look, we've been pretty blessed in that position. Looking at other positions, Caleb, we're pretty settled. If you look at our team week in, week out, it's pretty settled with this bench and team. So there's a lot of boys who are match fit, game ready, so in a good position this week.
Yeah, it's one of the championship cliches that Bedford Pirates games are high score and entertaining affairs, and that might not be the case this weekend with conditions, but like we said earlier on, they've been a real high after their huge win last weekend, won't they?
Yeah, they just show how dangerous they can be, and obviously we know Mike pretty well. We've had a few duels over the years as a player now and as a coach. So, look, you take this as an individual game. Like I just said about the league, it's a real spectacle this year, which is a credit to the championship, and we just got to concentrate on our own performance.
Fingers crossed for the weekend. Cheers, Gav.
Cheers, Ross.